A large part of TEPPEN seems to be on hold for the moment. So what are we getting for the month of May in TEPPEN, and what's being left out because of the current situation with coronavirus, that's COVID-19? Let's take a closer look. What's going on, everybody? I hope you have had a great weekend. I wanted to take some time away from the gameplay aspect of TEPPEN and talk about the future of the game, what's kind of the next step in terms of content for the game, and what's kind of being left out for some very valid reasons. Let me state that from the beginning. So first things first, the normal schedule that we have for new expansions since the game came out in July is for us to get a new expansion in Hero roughly every 2 months. The last time we got an update was the beginning of March, and that is when we received the Haunted by Memories expansion and Zero from the Mega Man X series as the latest hero. So naturally, in terms of that progression, the month of May is when we would get something new, a new expansion, a new hero, things along those lines. And it's about this time, and maybe even a few days prior to where we are right now. This is coming out on Sunday. We would be getting card previews. Now, you've probably noticed that we haven't really been getting any of that, and there are valid reasons for it. But we do know what's going to be coming in the patch for May for TEPPEN, so let's take a look at that. If you want to check this out, you can go to the TEPPEN website. I'll also include a link in the description so you can read it for yourself, but it's pretty brief. So let's go over this. This is a maintenance notification that came out on April 23rd. That's just 3 days ago. And what they're letting you know is that at the end of April, there's going to be a normal maintenance period, which is pretty standard for when the game rolls over every month, and they're going to be working on some things. So what's coming that's going to be different? First off, we know we are getting a new ranked season. This is not uncommon. We get a new ranked season every month. Previously, they've corresponded with heroes, but instead this is skipping the beat. We're going instead from Jill, we are jumping into Teostra, who is another legendary card, and a lot of people on the Discord have theorized that these seasons from now on, since we've gone through the original roster of heroes, will be based on the legendary cards that we've been getting in expansions. It doesn't really matter what the rank season corresponds to in terms of the theme, so that doesn't really matter, but what we do know is that we are getting a new season, and with that, a new season pass. Now, the season passes are by far the best bang for your buck in the game. You spend probably about $5 worth of jewels, which are the in-game currency, and you get a lot of rewards and extra missions that give you a lot of free stuff, and that includes more jewels. You also get a secret art card that usually comes from the new expansion, but we don't really know what's going to be coming along with this season pass at the moment, because as far as we know, there is no new expansion coming in May. Now, if you go on to read this, it just lets you know maintenance times are subject to change. Please do not log in. That's all standard, but that's all that's here. Now, I mentioned before that it's about this time before the regular period of the new expansion when we start getting card previews, information on the website, art teasers on Twitter, those kinds of things, and we haven't been getting anything. Now, this isn't unexpected. If this is coming as a surprise to you, you probably need to pay a bit more attention to what is going on worldwide, and that is the COVID-19 situation, which has forced us into the standard of social distancing to protect ourselves and our families from this, incredibly rapid spreading disease. So naturally, a lot of companies are taking steps to ensure that they are not spreading this virus. And that includes, like I mentioned before, working remotely. And that is what the TEPPEN team is doing. I can't pull this message up for you in game because it popped up kind of spur of the moment maybe a week or two ago. It was a little in-game message under a little mail icon on the home screen, and what it said was that production is going to be slowed down because of the current COVID-19 situation. So this isn't unexpected. I did not expect us to get an expansion in May. A lot of people felt the same way. If you were expecting one, you kind of set yourself up for disappointment, because it's not really feasible for them to continue game development in a setting where you need to be in a constant team environment and communication in order to do that kind of thing remotely. I don't have any experience in game development, don't get me wrong, but just judging by projects and similar industries I've worked on before, I imagine it's really, really difficult. That's not to say that they don't work ahead. Game companies definitely do work ahead on their content, but it's, you know, it could be very difficult to launch in a remote situation. You have to imagine that Gung Ho Japan offices, there's like nobody there working. Just like the Gung Ho North America offices, everybody's working remote, which I 100% understand that. I'm currently working remote in my job, so a lot of people are doing it. So this is not unexpected. So taking a look at this and understanding what's in this post and what we're going to be getting for May, it's not going to be a lot. These things, it's completely understandable. There's valid reasons for there to be a delay. So one thing that I want to emphasize is if you're currently kind of frustrated with the state of the game and the meta, and we'll get to that in just a minute, please do not take your frustrations out on the Gung Ho team for this, because this is kind of a situation that is out of their control. And in my mind, I think they're doing the right thing by trying to protect their staff and their workers by working remote, practicing social distancing, and not putting each other at risk. I think this is the right thing to do. So for content to be on hold, it's totally understandable. Now, let's jump a little bit deeper into the reason why some people may be feeling frustrated by this, and that is the state of the metagame, kind of where things are, and being frustrated with what's good and what's not good. And what's good are very action-heavy decks. Zero is really good. Purple is, in my opinion, a bit of a problem, but I think that in itself could be another discussion video. So I'm not going to get too deep into it here, but a lot of people feel like the game has gotten a little stale. You know, the Grand Prix are still going on, so if you enjoy those rewards, those secret art common cards, if that's stuff you like, the Grand Prix are still coming out, so there's still little nuggets of content coming out for this game. So if you enjoy the Grand Prix, there's still things to do. If you want to grind for rank points, the season's going to roll over at the end of the month like it always does. There's going to be things to do, but in terms of new cards, new heroes, we're not going to get that at the moment. And let me stress one more time that is okay. This is okay, guys. It is the right thing for them to do, to put development on hold to protect people's lives. That's very, very important. I think some folks need to take a step back and understand that this is a video game, and there are more things. There are things that are more important than being able to just push out the regular schedule of content that they originally had planned. I know most of you are going to understand my viewpoint here, and I 100% appreciate that. You guys are good humans, but it's just something that you have to take a step back and recognize. We will eventually get another new expansion. There's no doubt in my mind that development is in some stage of progress for that next expansion and that next hero. What it is, I have no idea. I have no insider information on any of this stuff. I don't believe that anybody does. So nobody really knows what's going to be coming beyond these new things. So what can you do in TEPPEN to keep it fresh? Well, there are a few things. You can screw around with fun decks. That's what I've been doing. Kind of take a step away from the meta and just try to experiment. A lot of people have been doing that, and we see new decks with a lot of potential kind of pop up every day. Now, the problem decks like Zero, it's still there. Are we seeing the Kami, Sigma, Constant Revival, and Copy shell that was around before? Not seeing it as much. At least I'm not. If you are, let me know in the comments of what's still popular for you in terms of your rank grind. But you know, play matches with your friends, set up little skirmishes with your friends. There's also a lot of really great people that have been hosting exhibition style events over the weekend that are on the TEPPEN community Twitch channel. I'll include a link to that in the description too. If you join the Discord, you'll get notifications and updates on when those are going to be happening. The last one was very entertaining, production level, gets a little bit better each time. So if you want a little nugget of TEPPEN, there is stuff going on. You just have to dig a little deeper for it. I mentioned before that we'll save the discussion about Zero for another time, but I think that would be a really interesting video to talk about why Zero is so good and why Zero is a problem, and the purple problem in general. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested in hearing me discuss in an upcoming video. Videos are going to be a little more sparse than they have been before. Don't expect 4 uploads a week because I'm still taking care of that newborn, but I know that you guys understand, and I appreciate that. If you want more content from me, the best way to let me know is to hit the subscribe button. You can also click the little bell so it'll tell you, hey, I put a new video out there. And liking this video helps. You hear this from every YouTuber that you watch, so I'm sure that you understand. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.